I want to start off by giving my name. Most of y'all know me. I'm Saunders, and today I'll be giving you a speech on Down syndrome. By show of hands, how many of you have heard of Down syndrome or know what Down syndrome is?
Me, Sergeant.
Okay, so it's quite a few people. To break it down simply, inside every living person, we have cells in our body. And each of those cells, we have a nucleus. The nucleus being the brain matter of the cells. Inside the nucleus, we have chromosomes. Chromosomes are the things that make up each and every person, be it our eyes, our hair color, our height, our stature, things like that. I'm sorry. Typically, the nucleus of each cell of the body has 23 pairs. 23 pairs given half from my mother, half from my father. Next slide, please. Right here, we show the nucleus of basically of a person that has Down syndrome. They have an extra chromosome, or 23 pairs plus 1, giving them 47 chromosomes. If you look at here at chromosome 21, they have 3. That's where the extra pair comes from. Down syndrome tend to have a full or partial or extra copy of chromosome 21, giving them the nucleus 47 and 46, like I said earlier. My goal today, next slide. My goal today is to just provide you with information on what Down syndrome is, where did it come from, the different types of Down syndrome, and 3, what life is like for a person living with Down syndrome. More information about what I'm giving you will be provided at the following: the National Down Syndrome Society, NDSS.org, the National Association for Down Syndrome, and then www.kidshealth.org and www.justlikeyouFilms.org. Next slide. Most of my information I'm sorry. If you look here, you have Dr. John Langdon Hughes. He's a physician who in 1866 first identified Down syndrome through a study he called the Ethnic Classifications of Idiots. During the study, he found characteristics in, During the study, he found common characteristics of what he called Mongolian defects, or where the word Mongolianism came from, also derived to Mongoloids, or what you know, what people with Down syndrome used to be called. Contrary to popular belief, Down syndrome is not a birth defect. It's not contagious. It's not something you can catch. It's not curable. It's not a disease. It's just simply a genetic condition that causes delays in physical and intellectual development, and most times can be visually detectable by common traits in people with Down syndrome. Next slide. If you look here, I have pictures of common traits of Down syndrome. You see they tend to have flat nose and face with upper slanting eyes. They may have single palmar crease, a short fifth finger, or curves inward. And a lot of times their feet may be wide separated between the first and second toes, or increased skin creases. Although each person may uniquely possess either all or none of the characteristics to the different degrees depending on the type of Down syndrome they have. Next slide. Now I'm going to go into the different types of Down syndrome they have. There are 3 types of Down syndrome: trisomy 21, also known as non-disjunction, mosaicism, and translocation. Trisomy 21 is usually caused by error in cell division called non-disjunction. It results in an embryo with 3 copies of chromosome 21, as the slide I showed you earlier. This is the most common type of Down syndrome and accounts for 95% of cases today. We also have mosaicism. This occurs when non-disjunction of chromosome 21 takes place in one, but not all, of the initial cell divisions of fertilization. When this occurs, there is a mixture of 2 types of cells, meaning that some nucleuses may have 46 chromosomes, some nucleuses may have 47. And then the third and final type we have is called translocation. This accounts for only 4% of Down syndrome patients. Part of the chromosome 21 breaks off during cell division before the embryo and causes the characteristics of Down syndrome. Depending on the severity and the type of Down syndrome, a person may have effect on their everyday life or no effect at all. Next slide. Living with Down syndrome. Now, a common issue with people living with Down syndrome is called muscle hypotonia, which is low muscle tone. This makes it harder for them to move, react, stand up, straight, or even talk due to the fact that due to the fact that their muscles don't just affect their body, they may also have speech problems because it affects the muscles in their mouth as well. However, with a little extra help, time, speech therapy, they can learn to even better themselves or even overcome these obstacles. Some kids get tired easier or have trouble sleeping. Others have problems with their hearts, making it harder for them to do physical activities, such as running, playing, sports, etc. And it may result in them needing to have surgery. Next slide. So in conclusion, I wanted to go over again what I just shared with you, what Down syndrome was again. The different type, which is a genetic trait caused by a partial or full extra chromosome 21. The three different types was trisomy 21, mosaicism, translocation, and with life with Down syndrome was like, it can have its challenges due to the physical attributes. However, everyday life can be the same for them. And then finally, with all the physical challenges Down syndrome patients experience daily, they have a lot to deal with. We all do. People with Down syndrome, they are no different from us. They experience feelings of happiness, anger, sadness, depression, and frustration just like we do, because they are just like us. They just possess their own extra chromosome that makes them unique in their own special way. And that's all I have.